Trigger warning for this episode, guys. We do talk about sexual assault and grooming. It's a bit of a heavier episode, so just make sure that you're in the right state of mind to listen to it. And if you can't today, that's totally fine. We love ya.
Love you.
Bug.
Oh.
Bug.
Bye.
Okay.
Wait.
Go away.
Stop. Oh my god. I fucking hate bugs so much.
That was like the most aggressive I think I've ever
Stop.
seen you.
Stop.
Towards like a living thing. That was insane.
I don't like bugs. Okay.
Whoa.
Sorry, was that mean?
No,
Okay.
I mean, no.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey, I'm Noelle.
And I'm Marissa, but Noelle calls me Pete.
And my name's Michaela.
And welcome back to
Take It
Home.
So here's the update, y'all. Michaela's back on the pod because if you listened to last week's sode, you know that we were visiting Michaela to see her show in Florida. This happens to be during the time of the big New York City blizzard.
So our flight got canceled.
Woo! So we are still in Florida.
And we're still here, so you get the lovely background again. And
Yay.
maybe the ambient noise of the wind and the birds and the running water.
Yep.
So we're
Ooh.
outside again. Not a bad
And
place to be stuck.
we asked Michaela to be on this sode because
she's here.
She is here,
So
and why not?
You guys get a bonus guest episode this week.
But we will
Hi.
not be
I mean,
talking
this
about wedding stuff this week. Well,
No.
I mean, unless it comes up. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it might come up.
Yes. Michaela has been on the podcast before. So if you enjoyed this one, you can go listen to the three of us chit-chat again.
About marriage.
But anyway, that's the update. That's why Michaela's here. That's why we're still in Florida. That's why we're outside.
Yay!
Should we start with our sippy of the week?
Let's get into the sip of the week.
So this week's sip is a virgin
Kalalaloo.
This week is a virgin Oh my god! This week is a virgin Cosmopolitan.
Yes.
We were gonna do non-virgin because this episode is based around Women's Month. Woo! So we wanted to choose a sip that was made by a woman, and apparently a woman created the
Oh,
y'all,
wait.
I
Wait,
can't
what are
say
you
it.
trying?
Cosmopolitan.
I feel
I
like
keep
you're
wanting
trying to say cosmetologist.
You're
You're
switching the T and the P.
I feel like-
Cosmetologist.
Yeah, you're trying to say cosmetologist.
Cosmopolitan.
There we go.
So the Cosmopolitan cocktail.
I'm scared of myself.
Cosmopolitan.
Cosmopolitan.
That sounds like a medicine.
Cosmopolitan.
Fuck.
Okay, anyways.
The Cosmopolitan cocktail was invented by Cheryl Cook in the 80s in Miami, Florida.
Yay!
So
and we're in Florida.
we also thought that was appropriate because we're very close to Miami. So, yes, we were going to make a Cosmopolitan in the traditional sense, but then we woke up today and we were like, we don't really feel like drinking. Plus, Michaela wasn't going to drink anyway because she has a show tonight.
Yes,
So-
we cannot have an equity one.
And we've
never
been-
lie.
We've been drinking
Virgin.
a lot of margaritas and stuff. I'm not in the mood to drink.
So we made these. So a typical Cosmopolitan is made, I said it right, is made with cranberry juice, orange liqueur, lime juice, and cranberry juice.
And vodka.
And vodka. Yeah. Did I say that?
You said cranberry juice twice and no vodka.
I'm like scared of
Double
myself today.
cran.
I'm scared of myself
It's
today.
the sun. The sun is just
Just-
like mellowing. The sun
Also-
is right now.
Life is weird.
Life feels weird right now.
We were
Yeah,
supposed to
you're-
fly back to New York this morning.
Yep.
Right.
And we woke up and I said to Pete, "We're here.
We're still here.
But we used cranberry juice. Actually, we used cran apple juice because that's what we had. Cranberry juice, orange juice instead of orange liqueur, and lime juice. We did put it in a cocktail shaker with ice. Shook, shook, shook. Shook, shook, shook. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Shook, shook.
Okay. And
Shakshuka.
Shakshuka.
I don't know why I said that.
Shakshuka.
And now we have it.
So it's
Yay.
just a juice cocktail, really.
Juice.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wait, eye contact, but we're wearing sunglasses.
I still
I can still see your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's delish.
Honestly, perfect.
Refreshing.
What a great morning bev.
And it was very hot in Florida the past weekend. However, Florida's kind of getting a cold front right now, I think, with the blizzard happening. So it's like 60s 3 degrees or something right now, but it's very sunny, so it's nice.
But
it's
that's why if you're watching this right now, I am wearing a sweater and Noelle's wearing long sleeves.
But I am hot now.
I know.
It's hot in the sun, honestly. It
We
feels,
should lay in the sun later, Pete.
the sun is healing me.
Like, I might need a sun lay moment.
I will say I've been a little stressed just because when I'm out of routine for too long, when I'm not expecting it, I start to feel the effects.
Dude.
But then also just like we had to reschedule so many things because of not being in New York.
Yeah.
And I'm missing work that I don't know if I'll get paid for. So it's just
fingers crossed that you still get paid. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But
Also,
she
like,
might not.
That's a good point, Pete. Like, literally last week or the week before, I had some scheduling depression. Like,
that's right. You were saying when my schedule... There was a bug on you. You were saying when my schedule gets fucked up, I get depressy.
Yeah, no, like really bad. Like, when my schedule gets all messed up, like, I get serious depression. I don't know why. Maybe it's like it's just the magnified like loss of control. It's like a tangible, there we go, like a tangible loss of control. Like, I don't like to be out of control, which is what like anxiety is too.
Yeah.
So when like something really goes out of your control, like something you really cannot control, like your flight or like an entire weekend of shows getting canceled, and so basically what happened was our first weekend of shows all got canceled because of COVID
outbreak in the cast.
Crazy. What
Sounds
is this, 2020?
I was about to say that. Sounds like 2020
No,
vibes.
literally. And so, like, yeah, I was really depressed that the show was, that we couldn't perform. But I also was really depressed because now I had nothing to do and I didn't have any plans, and and I was scared that I was going to get sick, and I just got into a big old depressive funk because I couldn't control anything. So that makes a lot of sense.
And it's interesting because I never used to be like that. I think I used to be way more type B than I am now.
Yeah, me too.
In college and stuff, like, this would have been the best thing ever.
Collagen.
I thought the same thing.
In collagen stuff.
College and stuff. This would have been the best thing to ever happen. And don't get me wrong, I am happy to be here in the sun and missing the blizzard. But I'm so in a routine now, and my routine revolves around doing things that support my mental and physical health. And when I haven't been doing those, which I brought my journal. I could journal. I could do a meditation. I could like do yoga out here. I just haven't because I haven't. So maybe that's my fault.
I know you said you wanted to meditate and journal today. Did you?
I think I need to. Not
and
yet.
You can, and we will.
Yes.
Yeah,
and just
do it.
Literally, I woke up today feeling a little mentally unwell, but being in the sun right now has maybe solved 80% of the problem.
Isn't that crazy? We're like literally plants.
I will say, it's funny because as someone with a diagnosed anxiety disorder, I don't feel stressed in the same way you guys do. My anxiety is so irrational that I get scared that like I'm gonna die when I have a headache. But like things like this, I kind of am like, okay, now I'm in Florida for a couple of days. I will say though, I don't have the same financial situation as you right now, Pete, where I would be stressed about money
I think
too.
That's really the root of it.
I mean, that's fair. I'm still getting paid for this week because my boss, LOL, was supposed to be out of town all week this week anyways.
So that's lucky.
So I got lucky. I'm missing out on yoga, and I had to cancel babysitting.
Baby shitting.
I did not mean to say that.
Dude,
that's crazy.
A babysitting shift, but it's not whatever. With the kombucha fam, who I've talked about before, they're just like my favorite people. I babysit, because they are just amazing, and that sucked that I had to cancel that. But I'm just kind of like, there's literally nothing I can do. My flight was straight up canceled, and we can't fly back until Thursday, so I just texted everyone and said I can't work. But babysitting was also supposed to be a little bit of extra money, not like my regular money. So I would maybe feel the same way as you if my finances were getting fucked up.
It's the financial thing plus I've just built such a strong routine, so when I don't do it, I start to feel the effects. But I could be doing it, so like I'm woe is me. I could be doing it. So
it also just shows like how different anxiety manifests in different people, because I too have an anxiety diagnosis, and I don't know, like I get like, and both of our anxieties manifest in like very different ways a lot of the time.
Very different. It's weird.
I will say I don't have a diagnosed anxiety disorder. But the things that I usually get anxious about, though, in like my day-to-day are not this.
Yeah.
Like I usually don't get worried about stuff like this. It's more I get like the super irrational, like, I don't know, intrusive thoughts, like thinking,
for sure.
if I do this, like something really bad is going to happen. Like the stuff that's like just very far-fetched, like death anxiety. I used to have a lot of that.
Yep.
So this is just new for me. But I think I'm changing as a person. I'm realizing. So maybe these things do stress me out more.
Dude,
like
same.
I think I've become more type A.
Same. Isn't that weird?
It is weird. Like
so bizarre. And I don't want to like be anxious that my routine has changed. Like I'm not like, oh my God, now everything is like, I think I got depressed because I was like repressing the fact that I didn't like the change. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But sometimes it's like, it's a good way to practice. The reason why I try so hard to take care of my mental health is so that things like this don't stress me out. And so you can go with the flow, or you can like endure things that are hard in everyday life. So it's like a good challenge for that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean,
and at the end of the day, we're in Florida and it's warm and beautiful, and we get more time with our friends.
we have more time in the sun, and we have time to like film other podcast episodes. Like, you know, we'd be very busy in New York, but now we have the time to do this and blah blah blah.
Really, it's just a money thing.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
that was
and
not
that's valid.
If that was not a factor, then
That's you should get paid though, because it's not your fault that the flight was canceled.
I intended to be at work. I intended.
And you probably wouldn't even be working anyway because this blizzard.
I know, literally, you wouldn't be.
So we'll see.
Fingers crossed. Manifest that Pete got. Well, the episode will come out after.
Yeah,
let's see if Pete got paid.
Yeah,
put
next
a little
week.
like clip in, being like, I didn't get paid, like right here.
I'll let you know. Insert clip here.
Like, that's so stressful.
Yeah.
Also, have I told our podcast listeners that I was diagnosed with OCD?
I don't think so.
I was diagnosed with OCD like a month ago. I want to do a whole sode on that, but I want like Nan to be a guest when we do that.
Ooh, that's a good call her out.
Anyway, stay tuned for that, y'all.
Smile of the week, smile of the week, smile of the week, smile of the week. Michaela knows the jingle.
Duh, I listen every freaking week, dude.
You guys, I don't even know what my smile should be.
Oh, shit.
I know.
Because we filmed it like 2 days ago. I'm like, what has changed? We thrifted more, but that was my smile.
Ooh, that was good.
Already.
Well, it sounded like it's good.
That was good.
Let me think, because I also don't know.
Booty. Okay, we'll cut this maybe? Yeah.
I guess I'll go first. My smile is that we had a lovely beach day the other day. The last time I was in Florida, I was so sad because we went to the beach, but it was so cold and rainy and the waves were really bad, and so I couldn't go swimming. But the other day we went and we got pub subs from Publix, which are so good. There's nothing I love more than eating a sandwich and chips on the beach and then going swimming in the ocean salt water. It's so refreshing. I really think the ocean is healing. It was just like such a nice beach day, and the water was beautiful.
It was the perfect beach weather.
So that was my smile. Good beach day.
The water was so freaking clear.
Yeah, it looked
beautiful.
We saw
water.
Fish.
You
really
guys
cool
ended up seeing fish
yes,
too?
the like big blue ones with the long
noses.
It looks like
They
a
looked
swordfish.
like baby swordfish or something.
Yeah, they were really cute, right? I saw them when I was swimming.
The water was also very calm. Like the waves were very still. What's your smile, Meek?
My smile is basic, but my smile is that we opened Beautiful.
Yay! The show that we came to see Michaela in.
Beautiful, the Carole King musical playing at
so
Snowbird
good.
Theater.
Yes, I mean my smile could have also been that you guys are here visiting, but that's
implied.
That's implied. After a week of waiting of not having shows, we finally opened, and it was really exciting and fun, and this cast is just awesome. They're great people, so I just love doing it with them, and I love this show. I'm so happy to be in it.
The show was so great.
It was beautiful.
You got to get up. Okay. Pete, what's yours?
Mine is, so literally the day that we filmed the last episode, it was just a couple of days ago. We were laying out after, because it was such a beautiful day, on the lawn chairs, and we were staying at Michaela's husband's family's house. So they have been so generous hosting us here, but like so random, you know, just like two girls, and we also like have our trip extended now, so they're hosting us for even longer, but they're doing way more than they even needed to, and they are so kind. But specifically, story time, Noelle and I were laying out on these lawn chairs, just tanning, enjoying our first day of sun in Florida, and Michaela's husband, Spencer's dad, Peter,
Michaela's father-in-law,
my father-in-law,
he was home, and he came out with a tray. And he had made Noelle and I a frozen margarita, and he walked out of the house and went, "Margaritas, anyone?"
and just brought us margaritas.
It was the sweetest thing, the most unexpected thing, and it made me want to sob, because dads are so cute.
Dads are so cute.
And yeah,
like that was so sweet. It's also funny because me and Pete, because Michaela's been so busy in her shows, Pete and I have just been like hanging out with Spencer's family. Like
without me, we had dinner with them
2 nights in a row. We had dinner with Spencer's brother and Spencer's parents, and it's
so cute.
Funny because it's not even like your family. Like we are friends with you. I mean, obviously we're friends with Spencer
now they are
too.
my family,
but it's
yeah.
like we're true. Whoa, that's weird.
I know,
but
right?
we're visiting you, and then you're gone, so it's like, okay, I guess we'll hang out with Spencer's family. But I've had so much fun with them. They're so generous and so nice. And the other day at dinner, we were all like drinking wine and like laughing, and it was so fun.
It was.
I was like, wow, this is a fun time.
You know what's funny is that like literally you guys have also hung out with Spencer without me many times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even
we
when
actually, did you know we had a plan to?
I know.
But then we had to, it was just too busy, but
I know you guys didn't get
Sorry,
your burger
Spoon.
day.
we
your
were gonna
burger movie day.
We were gonna make beef stew.
Oh,
Was
yes.
Spoon sad?
Yeah, he loves hanging out with you guys.
I love that every
sorry,
time
Spoon.
that
It's okay.
Michaela's a vegetarian, and every time we have these plans with Spencer, we're like making the most non-vegetarian thing, like the most meaty thing. Like the first time it was a burger night, then the second time we made short ribs,
With my protein bar.
and then Michaela had a
I think
protein bar next to
you
it
had
because
that
it
on the
looked like
last
short.
sode.
It's a drone, or is that a helicopter? That's definitely a helicopter.
Helicopter.
Not me thinking that was a drone.
A full helicopter.
Yeah, and now we had plans to make beef stew, but we had to reschedule. So maybe when we get back.
Sorry, Spencer. Spencer's in Alaska right now, also.
I know he is in Alaska. He's filming for. He's filming for. His advertisement agency is doing a shoot up there.
Wait,
so
Michaela, ask me where Spencer is right now.
where's Spencer?
I don't know. Alaska. Like, I'll ask her.
Oh,
That was a
that
dad
took me a
joke.
second.
That was a dad joke.
Alaska.
Wow, I like that.
But has a him.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
Alaska.
I'll ask him.
I'm hot. I was expecting.
I'm still kind of cold from my big
Oh my
fatty
God,
fat
really?
smoothie.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 'cause
I'm, like,
I had
sweating.
my big smoothie. If you've seen me like pull up, if you're watching and you see like something right here, that's my big smoothie.
Let's get into our topic. Happy International. Is it International Women's Month? Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Just spilled smoothie on my.
I'm Googling it. Women's History Month.
Women's History Month.
Happy Women's History Month.
So, obviously, we all identify as women here. Yes.
We do.
And we have the lived experience of women in the world. And we thought it would just be, like, I'm surprised. I mean, we definitely touch on this topic throughout our episodes, but we haven't done an episode that's solely based around, like, women's experiences and, like, the hardships of being a woman going through, and, like, what we have faced. Going through life. So we're just gonna chat. I don't know where this conversation is gonna go, but we're gonna talk about being a woman.
Well, I know, Pete, if you wanted to get into it, you have... Well, okay, this is going to be such the worst way to introduce it. I was going to say you have a disease.
A woman disease or a
Pete
uterus
has
owning
a woman disease. Yes.
a uterus owning person disease.
Yes. Oh, I have a hair in my mouth.
Get it, girl.
Get it, girl?
Get it.
I can't. Okay, finally. Okay, I got it.
That was weird.
Yes,
That was
I've been
silly.
wanting to talk about my journey with endometriosis on this podcast. I don't know if it like was worth a whole episode because I don't know how long I'll be able to talk about this, but I thought it would be a good thing to bring up now. But you know, as women, we struggle, or we just have to endure a lot with our bodies and our cycles, a lot that we're not taught in school growing up in sex ed and whatever. I learned about, like, obviously I know that periods were a thing, but you know, the whole like month cycle with the different phases, like luteal, the ovulation, follicular, all those phases. I did not know about that until after college.
Yeah, same.
I read a book called Period Power by I need to know the name. Her name is Maisie something Hill.
Bye, Maisie Hill.
Oh my god, I was right,
Girl.
Wait, nice.
That was deep in my brain.
Yeah.
So I read this book called Period Power by Maisie Hill. It's a very thick, almost like textbook type book, and it teaches you all about the woman's cycle and like how our hormonal shifts each week of the month behave very differently from like a man's cycle, and how the ways that we feel during those times are totally based on our hormones. And it just made everything make sense for me after I learned all of that, and I just had no idea. But all that to say, like, we deal with a lot of stuff. I'm gonna go into my endometriosis story.
Tell us.
And how it all started was, I guess I'm gonna get personal here, but I have to talk about birth control. I was on the birth control pill for 6 years. Something in me, like after college, was just like, I kind of want to get off the pill. Like, I don't really know
I did the same
why
thing.
I'm on it. I'll preface everything I'm saying with whatever you want to do with your body and contraception, whatever. That's totally, there's no wrong way. Just for me personally, I don't know why I was feeling like getting off the pill, but I was, so I did. And for a couple years, it was fine. My body was adjusting to getting off of it. And then one day, I had the most like excruciating pain and it was like during my period, and it felt like period cramps on steroids. Like, pain that I can't put into words. Probably the worst pain I've ever felt. Mm-hmm. Like, I was immobile. I was like in bed, and it was like a period of just maybe like 20 minutes of just horrible cramping. I didn't think much of it. I was like, oh, it's just bad period cramps. Because I also feel like as a woman, you're taught that like that kind of stuff is normal. Like, oh yeah, I'm on my period, so
it's normal to feel intense pain.
I'm in pain. And yes, like
Like
some
you're
symptoms
dying.
some symptoms are normal, but they're not, I don't know, they shouldn't be that, like extreme pain and stuff like that shouldn't really be normal. I think that there's a lot more we maybe could be doing medically to control all that stuff, but I of course just didn't think much of it. And then every, let's say 4 months, I would get an episode like this on my period of just like the really, really bad cramping. And then one day, like a year later, I had my period, and then I noticed, like after my period was over, I just had this looming pain in my abdomen. And it was kind of like it started off as a very dull pain. And I didn't know if it was my uterus, my ovaries, or if it was like something intestinal, like digestion happening. But it was very unusual, and it took me maybe like, I don't know, a few days to be like, this is weird that this pain is still here. I remember literally sitting in Central Park talking to you about it one day.
Yeah.
And it had been a couple weeks, and you're like, I don't know, like if this keeps happening, like you should go get it checked out.
That's what I tell you and Noelle every time, because you know Noelle and I, we both have health anxiety a lot of the time, and my rule is if it's longer than 2 weeks, go get it checked out.
And so it lasted, this pain, like constant. I don't know if you could consider it chronic, for 2 weeks, and then it went away. And then I'd have my period, and I'd have like a really bad crampy period with lots of symptoms, and then for 2 weeks after my period, I'd feel this pain.
So you only had 1 week out of the month where you didn't have pain?
Pretty much, yeah. Or like,
yeah, that's normal.
yeah, 1 week, because 1 week was my period, and then I had 2 weeks of just this lingering pain after my period, which I thought was very odd. So it took me a little while, maybe like a couple months of it happening, to be like, maybe I should go get this checked out because now it's a pattern. I went to this doctor near us. She doesn't work by us anymore, but she's literally the reason. Because I've gone to doctors before when I was having that extreme period pain, being like, hey, I also experienced this really intense pain, like cramps that are like beyond words, painful. And my doctor literally said to me, I'm not worried about it.
I'm so glad that you're not worried about it.
Yeah, like, I'm glad you're not worried about it. Turns out I had endometriosis, so she should have been worried. But I saw this doctor and I told her about my situation, and I think she knew right away that it was probably like endometriosis or PCOS. But she was a women's nurse practitioner, so she had to refer me to someone who could give me that diagnosis. But I got an ultrasound first, and they looked at my ovaries, and turns out I had cysts on my ovaries, which are very common, and some of them are very like asymptomatic. Like a lot of people have cysts and they don't do much, but I had cysts that were a different kind of cyst, which is basically made of the tissue of endometriosis. If you don't know what endometriosis is, it's where the lining of your uterus, the tissue of the lining of your uterus, which is only supposed to grow inside your uterus, starts growing outside of your uterus. And in really extreme cases, it can literally spread to other organs and cause like a lot of pain. Now, luckily in my case, like I don't think the tissue had spread like to my lungs or like just it can do that. And it's crazy. Wacky. But it did form cysts on my ovaries to the extent that they could see it on the ultrasound. And endometriosis usually takes an average of like 10 years to get diagnosed because you can't really see it. The tissue, usually you have to get like a biopsy to see if that's actually, but because mine was so visible, I got diagnosed then and there with it.
Wasn't it like really big?
It wasn't really big, honestly. Like I've heard of people having cysts like the size of an orange or something.
Oh my God.
Yes, but no, mine weren't big. Maybe like they were half the size of my ovaries.
That's still big.
Yeah, and they were growing too.
My goodness, that's huge. That's still really big. I don't know,
because I got it checked out again, like maybe a month later. They had grown, and that can be dangerous too, because if the cyst gets too big, you're at risk of ovarian torsion, which means like the cyst can literally twist your ovary, and it can be like extremely painful, and that can warrant emergency surgery and all like crazy stuff. So I was really monitoring it, but I was diagnosed with endometriosis, which it took a few months, but compared to a lot of people who experience years and years of confusion and having to have a surgery to get diagnosed, I was very lucky to get an answer very quickly. And the only thing is that kind of sucks is the only treatment for endometriosis is birth control, because usually what causes endo is like an imbalance of hormones. I guess, like, who knows what that could be, but obviously the birth control pill kind of evens out your hormonal fluctuations. So I feel very lucky that I just got back on the pill and all my symptoms just disappeared. Like, it was crazy.
That's insane.
But now you're on the pill again, which you didn't want to be, which is unfortunate.
I didn't want to be, but like, hey, I'll take this over what I was going through. Months of pain every single day, pretty much, except for 1 week out of the month.
It's horrible.
From around late July, August of 2024 through November, December.
And like writhing pain too. Like there are times when Pete would be in her bed unable to move, and I'd have to like bring you things, I feel like.
Yeah, it was terrible. And then sometimes it would just be this dull looming pain I'd wake up with. It was kind of just always there. And then sometimes it was something in between. Like, it would get a lot more intense at night. I'd have to just like lay with a heating pad. I started feeling not like myself at all.
Yeah, I was going to ask how your quality of life changed.
It changed a lot. Like, I didn't feel like myself. Like, I would wake up and the first thing I would think is like, oh, am I feeling pain? Or like, how much pain am I going to endure today? And it would fluctuate throughout the day. So I never really knew like what I was, getting into.
I remember one time you said you were on the way to work when you had a flare up and you could like barely walk to work.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it happened a couple times when I was out and about. And I had to cancel a lot of social plans that I had because like I said, it would kind of flare up in the morning and at night. So if I had anything going on at night, like usually, I don't know, I remember like a few things I just had to be like, hey, I can't come. I'm like in bed. My uterus is like gonna explode. I don't know. But yeah, it was really sad, and I feel lucky that I got it taken care of, and like that worked for me as soon as I did. But I felt my light just dimming and dimming and dimming over the course of that 4 to 5 months. And now I did get a checkup like a few months after I started the birth control, and not only is it kind of like masking my symptoms, but it actually is shrinking the cysts. I have not been in like a year, so I don't know what's going on in there now, but I do want to go soon just to see if my cysts are gone. Like, but it does scare me for like the future, because I do want kids, and endometriosis can affect fertility, although there are plenty of women who have endo who like have kids. It's usually fine, but I more worry of like, I'm on the pill and it's regulating my hormones, so like I don't have these horrible, like I don't have to live in pain every day. But what about when I do want to get pregnant? I'm gonna have to like get off that pill. Right. And is it just gonna come rushing back? Like, yeah, it's just very weird. That's to think about.
Scary to think about.
But I don't need to think about that right now.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone personally who also has endometriosis? Or that you know of?
Like, I had an ex-coworker who did. I think that might be the only person I know personally that I know of.
I wonder how many people it affects.
I know a lot of more people that have PCOS, which I don't know as much about, but it can be similar.
I know a couple of other people who have had to get surgery for endometriosis, actually.
Yeah, and I actually had like
oh, I remember
consultations with gynecological, I hope I'm saying that right, surgeon, who was wonderful. But, you know, she was giving me my options, and she was like, I mean, either we basically go in and remove your cysts, which there's risk to that. Also, it's invasive and blah, blah, blah. Or you take the pill.
It says 10% of women have endometriosis.
And, you know, a lot of those women probably don't even know they have it.
Oh,
like,
you're right.
I did not. I knew what endometriosis was, but I wasn't thinking. I didn't think I had it.
Right.
Yeah. And I guess
for a while.
I developed it over time. But yeah, that's my endometriosis story.
Crazy.
And I guess if you're struggling with intense pain or, I don't know, other things, I also get really bad migraines due to hormone fluctuation. Know that it's common. This is what I was trying to say earlier. It's common, but it's not normal.
Right.
It's common, but it's not normal. Like, there are plenty of women who have periods that are not that painful, and it shouldn't be something that's like, when it starts to affect your day-to-day life, that's when you know.
Maybe someone should do more research about this.
Yeah, maybe scientists should like explore this a little bit more.
People do not care about women's health.
Know that you're not alone, and also seek the help you can. You know, if you're able to do that. Know that I had doctors who dismissed my problems. Unfortunately, that's very common. Women doctors too, female doctors.
I cannot believe a woman doctor said to you, "I'm not worried about it."
And she said other weird things too.
Like, what kind of a response is that from a doctor when you're going to the doctor saying, "Hey, I'm having a lot of intense pain," and they just say, "I'm not worried about it."
Yeah, it was weird.
Like, and in New York.
Well, this was actually in Michigan, because at the time I was still on my parents' health insurance.
Rip.
And I went to the doctor. Like, this was my doctor that I went to like growing up too, so it was just odd, and she said a lot of weird things to me that day. But then once I got off my parents' insurance, I got my own insurance. This is when I was so lucky to find like a incredible women's nurse practitioner who listened to me, and I thanked her after I got my diagnosis, being like, you are the reason I had any idea what was going on with me, and thank you just so much for listening, because it is so common for women's problems to be brushed off. I don't know if you guys have experienced that. I'm going to stop talking soon because I want to hear your guys' experience too.
Keep talking.
All that to say, if you have a doctor who's dismissing your problems, if you can, just keep searching for the right person, because there is someone out there who will listen to you, and know that it's common, it's not normal, and you don't have to live in pain.
And didn't you go on like not blogs, but like threads when you were first looking up your symptoms? Like, I feel like people don't talk about it enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like you have to rely on that kind of stuff sometimes.
There's this Instagram account / company called pelvic people that my doctor, that the one I just spoke very highly of, recommended to me. But there are communities out there, and I'm sure like Reddit is probably a good like resource too. Like, you're not alone. There are so many people, unfortunately, that go through stuff like this. But yeah, don't ignore your pain. Also, because it could lead to something worse. Like, you know, if I didn't get that taken care of, my cyst would have just grown.
Oh my goodness.
And who knows what would have happened. So yeah, that's my story.
I'm glad you're feeling better now.
I'm very grateful to be feeling better now. Yeah.
I mean, you still have endometriosis, but like, I'm glad that your symptoms are a lot better now, and that birth control has helped. So yeah, that's another example. People who shit on birth control too. I feel like there's a lot of people maybe who would say, I mean, I don't know, maybe I won't go into this right now.
Wait, I want to know what you're talking about, because I don't know what you mean.
Some people who think that like you shouldn't have sex until marriage are very against birth control because they think that it's like preventing a life that could be created, which also that is silly as well. Like, people should be able to do whatever they want, but this is just a perfect example of...
Well, there was a thing, I'm gonna sound stupid when I talk about this, but there was something going on with the like abortion ban, birth control, talk of like banning
birth control,
was like and this was after I had gone through all that stuff.
Oh, goodness.
So how about we not ban birth control?
There are so many for whatever reason, like contraception or not, like there's no reason to ban birth control, and there are plenty of reasons why it's used. A lot of women's hormones are fucked up, and it's a way to regulate it, even if you're not trying to get pregnant. Like, whatever the reason is, like, let's not ban birth control.
No.
It's literally a medication that some people need.
Right.
So
I originally started it for acne. That was my original.
There's so many people do that. Also, there are like people who experience what I experienced when they're like 14, 15 years old. You know?
For a little kid to go through all of that shit, like, can you even imagine?
It's
like,
horrible. It was traumatizing for me as a 25-year-old woman at the time.
I know a 13-year-old girl who had to start birth control because her periods were so bad.
It's so sad.
That would be so hard as a young girl.
It's so sad.
When not even everyone your age has gotten their period yet.
Yeah.
And it's still like kind of weird to talk about and stuff like that. Yeah, that's hard.
I mean, I feel like even it's like a hormone regulation. It's like, you know what I mean? Even if people change the language around it, like, I don't know, that might help this radicalization of people being silly gooses about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like birth control, controlling the birth of lives. Do you know what I mean? Like, hello?
Yeah, it does so much more than that. But also, that being said, people should also be able to take birth control just because they want to have sex without getting pregnant.
Oh, yeah. Do what you want. Live your life.
Do what you want. What you want with my body.
But you know what I mean? Like, who cares what other people do as long as they're not hurting other people or animals.
That's
or
what
whatever.
I always say.
Like,
I'm
live
like,
your life, girl.
You do what you want to do for yourself that is morally right with you. Let other people do what they want to do, as long as they're not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
But point is, birth control like saved you from intense pain.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Probably, surgery and like other bad things. Some women have to have a hysterectomy because of things like this, you know?
Yeah.
I know someone who had like a full hysterectomy and mastectomy.
Who?
I know someone. There's like someone in my life who had to do that whole thing. It was it's bananas, dude. Like,
it's so sad and scary.
It is. It's spooky.
But yeah, women's health.
Women's health. That's a whole. I feel like that in itself could be a whole pod episode. Women's health
specifically. But I want to hear about y'all's experience. I mean, maybe while we're on the topic of health, like, do you guys feel like you've ever had your problems dismissed by doctors?
Or like anything with OCD, being a woman, you know what I mean? Like getting diagnosed late in life, or is that just like a recent development of you personally?
I could talk about sexual assault trigger warning before this.
Okay.
Well, this has to do with my anxiety and stuff. I had one male therapist for about a month, and he this is so intense to talk about on the podcast. I unfortunately had a bad experience in high school where I was sexually assaulted. I've been in therapy for it for a long time. I'm fine now, I guess. But I was telling a male therapist about this because my other therapist went on maternity leave, so they gave me to this man. And he was also a gay man, so I figured he'd like get it. I don't know. But like, I mean, not get what it's like to like have a uterus, but get, I don't know, not be problematic. And I was lightly telling him about it, just kind of updating him on my life. You know, when you get a new therapist and you have to be like, okay, well, when I was little, I experienced this and blah, 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 and this is my life. And here's where I'm at now. So I was kind of giving him an overview, and I was like, yeah, like this happened to me in high school, by the way, and I've worked on it, and now it's happened. But then he proceeded to tell me, Noelle, I think something we can work on in therapy is you not putting yourself in dangerous situations. And I was like confused at first. I was like, well, wait, what are you saying? Like, because I was shocked. I was like, there's no way this is what he's saying to me right now. And it was because I had just come back from a trip in Miami, and this guy was like being creepy to me at the club. Nothing terrible happened, but you know, we've all experienced men being creepy, unfortunately, more times than I can count. But I was telling him, I was like, yeah, like it was kind of triggering, like I'm fine, but I just had this encounter. And then he was like, we need to figure out a way that you don't put yourself in dangerous situations so this kind of stuff can stop happening.
Dude, fuck you.
And I was like,
AKA, he was saying it was your fault.
yeah. And I was like, well, trigger warning again, this is about to go into some more detail. When the thing happened to me in high school, I was asleep and woke up to it. I had told this person no so many times, and I went into a different room to go to sleep because they were scaring me. So I was like, nope, I am not interested in you in this way. I'm gonna go sleep somewhere else. Bye. Went to a different room. It was a house that all my friends were in too. I was like with other people, and I woke up and he had followed me, and things were happening to me in my sleep. And so I said that to the therapist. I was like, well, like, I actually tried really hard to get myself out of this situation. Like, I was actually fully asleep and woke up to it. And he was like, well, yes, but like pretty much being... And then I was like, and at the club, a guy's being creepy to me. Do you think that I shouldn't just like go out in public with my friends? Anyways, I am lucky that I am, not to toot my own horn, but I'm like smart. I'm self-aware. I like have really strong beliefs and like understand when things are wrong. So I was able to be like, you are incorrect as my therapist. Like, I went off on him. I was like, I did not put myself in these situations. Like, and you can't, like, what do you mean we're gonna work on not putting myself in dangerous situations in therapy? That's the life of a fucking woman, buddy. Mm-hmm. And I ended up hanging up on him. Like, good. I literally ended therapy, and I called the practice after, and I told them what happened, and they were like, oh my God. It was like, the woman who ran the practice was like, he has not gone through the sexual assault training.
Clearly.
Yeah, and she was like, he's gonna do that. You are actually not the first client who's complained about him before.
What the fuck? Then get him off of the roster.
Right?
Are you kidding me?
See, because that's so harmful to keep letting him do that without that training.
Dude.
Yeah, and so...
Bye.
I guess that you asked if I've had that with anxiety and in therapy and stuff, and so I guess that was the more intense answer to your question.
I
but
forgot
like,
about that.
Yeah,
that was insane.
I was actually scarred after that for a few days. I was like mentally unwell because I was like not a literal therapist. The safe place that I go to talk about my trauma, unpack these things, try to like make myself, because obviously I have a lot of trauma from that. Like that's why it's been hard for me to be in a new relationship somewhat. That's why I just have so much fucking trauma from men, not even just him, but like being groomed at Elizabeth's Pizza in Greensboro when I was 17 years old. All of the workers, the fucking manager there being like, Noelle, when's your 18th birthday?
Oh, barf.
Like, you're so like wow, your body.
Oh
like,
my God.
yeah, when I was 17 years old. And yeah, you can keep Elizabeth's Pizza the name in this podcast episode.
Shout out.
Shout out to Elizabeth's Pizza on Lawndale. Shout out to you guys for grooming me. And other ladies who worked why do I keep saying ladies? I said that the other day on the podcast too. Anyways, just like all of this fucking trauma that's made it so hard to trust people and be loved. I mean, it took me like months to open up to Rodney because I was like, I was like, I don't trust men, by the way. Anyways, now I'm going off. I like wasn't expecting helicopter.
She's
The drone.
close.
The drone
It's
is
the
back.
big drone.
Bro. Loud. Big drone.
Big Yoshi.
Anyways, I wasn't expecting to get so intense on the pod today, but yeah, that was really shitty. And then the therapy place obviously reimbursed me for that session, and I never had a therapy session with him again. They made him go through more training. They should have fired him.
Yeah.
And then my new therapist, who they put me up with, they put me with this woman. I told her all about it, and she just kind of was like, yeah, you're not the first client to have this problem with him.
Ironic that you had to talk about your therapist to your new therapist.
Right? Yeah, it is very ironic.
Like not him giving you more trauma.
But the reason why I ended up calling too, because I was so like upset after that, and I was like, what do I do? But I was like, I don't want another woman to go into a session with him and be like, this thing just happened to me, like, and him be like, well, you shouldn't have gone out. Like, I more was thinking about the future clientele,
especially if you ended up with someone who wasn't as aware as you. Like, you know, the impact that could have.
I mean, I didn't know that I was sexually assault. Trigger warning again. I'm going to talk about it more. I guess.
I'm going to put a trigger warning in the beginning.
I didn't even know that I was sexually assaulted until like 5 years later. I just thought it was this creepy. I remember just saying like to all my friends, like, this guy is creepy. Like, this creepy thing happened, and it made me feel really weird. And I like didn't tell any adults about it. I didn't do anything about it. I was just like, this guy's creepy. And a couple of people at school made me forgive him.
Oh?
Yeah. A couple of girls who I confronted like 3 years ago, actually.
Forgive? No.
Yeah. I was like, hey, by the way, I still think about this sometimes. And it's like two strong feminist women as well. So they heavily apologized. This was actually probably like 5 years ago. I texted them, was like, hey, I just have to get this off my chest. Back in high school, this bad thing happened to me. Like, I didn't know it was sexual assault until later, but you making me like forgive him, because he kind of apologized. He was like, because I was at another party like a couple weeks later, and he was there, and I was like, I don't want to get near this guy. He's creepy. He did something weird to me. I don't know, like, he makes me feel anxious and weird. And people were like, Noelle, like, he's just like, he was really high that night, like,
no excuse.
So he apologized to me, and I was like, I guess it's okay, but don't do that to other girls. And then I just had this realization like 5 years later, where I had another weird experience with a guy that was consensual, but it like made me feel uncomfortable, and the guy kind of looked like the guy from high school. And the next day, I had an emergency session with my therapist. I was like, I don't know, like it like literally reawoke my trauma. Like, I was like freaking out, and I had a session with her, and I was like, this thing happened in high school, and I told her the full story in detail, and she goes, okay, so that's sexual assault, and he should be in jail. And I was like, wait, that's sexual assault? And she was like, yes, Noelle, like, you said no, and you were asleep. You had zero control.
You can't consent when you're not conscious.
And even if I didn't say,
right,
yeah, it doesn't matter. But anyways, and I had this whole, then I stayed away from men for like 2 years after that. I was like, I don't want to do anything sexual. I'm scared of you guys. And yeah, so I didn't even know that it was sexual assault until my therapist told me, like, literally 5 years later, like, oh, so you were sexually assaulted, and that makes a lot of sense as to why you have such terrible boy anxiety. And she was like, how have you never talked to me about this before? And I was just kind of like, I don't know. It's just something that kind of just like lived in the back of my head. Like, I just always saw it as like, yeah, this like creepy thing happened. I wasn't like, oh, this like illegal, really bad thing happened. Like, so believe women, I guess. Not I guess, like, believe women. So yeah, that's one of my stories that I was actually really not planning on talking about today, but here we are, I guess. And sexual assault can happen to anyone. It doesn't have to be women, but I think that there's many more cases of straight cis men being scary to women, cis women, than there are straight cis women being to men. All three of us have definitely felt uncomfortable by men a lot.
Yeah.
Like every day. It's not even just like these big times.
It's
like,
so true.
These big times are like the things we talk about in therapy and stuff, but there are some times like, oh my gosh, like when I walked outside wearing a short skirt and literally, within 10 seconds of walking out my door, a man said, "I'm gonna hurt what's under that skirt." And then I cried.
Sorry.
What?
Didn't someone say something really disgusting to you in Central Park once, Michaela?
Yeah.
Oh God, what?
When I lived in Hell's Kitchen, it was like a really, really hard time for me. It was when I first moved to New York, and Spencer had already been living with my BFF Asia for 6 months, and I came into the apartment, and that 6 months was like one of the hardest times in my life, because I mean, getting acclimated to a new city, but also being a woman in Manhattan, like in the heart of Manhattan, and living your life is really, really difficult as a female presenting person. There were just like so many times I'd get bucked at on the street. There was so many dicks I saw. I wanted to have like a good time in Central Park, and I probably like shut out the memory of what he said, but he said something along the lines of like, I don't remember what he said. I was so shook about what he said.
I remember that. I don't remember what he said either, but I remember you telling me and being really upset.
Scary. It was very sad, because I just wanted to enjoy my day in Central Park and have a good time. I was checking the time because I wanted to see if I had time to tell my story.
Do you? Please do.
Well,
please.
I didn't. I honestly was like, what am I gonna say for Women's Month? But like, I mean, thank you for sharing your story, Noelle, with the podcast, because I'm sure like so many women have experienced, unfortunately, you know, like something that maybe they didn't know, you know, was something bigger.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? And just like talking about it, I don't know, I feel like it gives the men less power, maybe even a little bit. So, I mean, I guess I'll tell a story that I didn't think I was going to tell too. And I'm just really pissed about your therapist, because you are surrounded by your friends, your loved ones. Like, what the fuck else can you do? Like, what do you mean dangerous situation? You were hanging out with your closest friends.
And this guy was also like a mutual friend. Like, he's friends with so many of my friends. And yeah, I was in a house with a lot of my best friends.
Right. And that's how a lot of sexual assault happens, honestly, unfortunately, is with the people that seem harmless, the people that you know, the people that are in your circle.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
believe women, and I feel like even if you keep an eye, because I am like the most cautious person ever. I don't share drinks. I'm skeptical
I know what you're gonna share.
I'm skeptical of all men every fucking day. Like, hold on. Helicopter. I'm a very cautious person. Like, I'm probably, you know, I am very cautious. I am very skeptical. I don't do shit. Even if you go out every fucking weekend, who gives a shit? Live your life. No one should be put in this situation. During Pride, I went to a party, a BFA, and those of you who are listening who don't know what that is, it's Bachelor of Fine Arts. It's just the major music theater major that most music theater people have. So it was a BFA party of music theater people from Michigan. So it's a lot of Michigan theater people. I went with my friend who took me to this party, and it was a pride party of Michigan people, and they were all lovely, wonderful, amazing. And we had rented out, not me, but they had rented out a private room where it was so wholesome. There were like glitter tattoos and gemstones you could put on. There was like a little photo area where you could take pictures. It was very sweet, very wholesome. But it was like attached to this bar. So the bar was on the outside, and the room was, you know, tucked in a corner. So in order to get drinks, you had to go to the bar. You had to like leave this room where all of the people from the party were. And so I had probably 2 margaritas at this point in time, just for your clarification. And I go and I get another drink with my friend. My friend is with me the entire time. She gets the exact amount of drinks that I get. And I am not a lightweight. I mean, I'm not a heavyweight, but I'm definitely not like, I don't really throw up with drinking. I don't get really hungover the next day. Like, I'm pretty fine with my alcohol, especially tequila. I love tequila. But right after that third drink from the bar, I totally black out. And I just remember when we went to the bar, me and my friend, we were like really friendly, when, especially, you know, when you have a couple, like a little tequila, you're like friendly with people, you know, you just want to like chat and say hi. Like, so there was this guy that was around our age, and he wasn't a part of the party, but he was just, you know, having a drink at the bar. I thought he was, you know, unassuming, like, if whatever, he was just a dude. And we were just like, hey, like, what are you doing? He said he was like a doctor or something. I don't know, whatever. We were just being friendly because we felt safe. What a concept. And so so we were just literally chit-chatting with him for a second. I'm convinced that he spiked my drink and he drugged me, because after I had that drink, I completely blacked out. I don't remember anything. I remember like pictures. It's weird. It's like I remember pictures of things that I was doing, but I don't really remember much. And I've never ever blacked out from alcohol at all, like to that extent. Like, I'm not someone who had like their freshman fumble or had to be carried out of bars. Like, I'm just not that kind of person. And if you are, girl, like, live your life, like, love that for you, like, have a good time. But I just have never done that. So, and especially because me and my friend had the exact same number of drinks and she was fine, you know what I mean?
It's also a very reasonable amount of alcohol to consume.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
How many drinks
did you have before that?
It was either 2 or 3 drinks.
Yeah, that shouldn't.
I think throughout the whole night, like, I had a drink per hour.
And you know your body.
Yeah.
And like how you respond to alcohol. It's insane.
Exactly. And so she was a saint, and thank God I had all these people around me and I wasn't, you know, alone with this guy, because I was with them constantly. At least I think. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't think she left me alone, but she told me that, you know, they were with me the whole time. And then the next thing I remember is we were getting into a cab, and she could tell that, like, I was not okay. Like, she was like, whoa, like, what is happening? She was going to drop me off at my house or something, but she was like, no, just like come to my house, and like I'm gonna call Spencer, and like he's gonna come and pick you up. Meanwhile, Spencer is like having a panic attack. Like, Spencer's like the most calm person in the world, but and he told me this after the fact, like, since he didn't hear from me for like 3-4 hours, he was like having an anxiety attack. Like, this was like the most scared he had ever been in his life. And then he didn't know what was happening to me, so when he found me, he was even more scared, because I was like not a person.
And you don't remember any of this?
I only remember like little flashes of things. Like, I remember, so the thing is, the reason why I think it was drugs is because when I was in the car, I threw up, but I didn't like normal throw up. You know how like you like kind of have like some heaving, some like reaction? There was no reaction. I just like threw up like catatonic on myself. And my friend was like, whoa, what is happening? And she like cleaned me up. Like, it was amazing. Like, she was very, very sweet about it. And then when Spencer found me, it was just like awful. Like, this is so gross. Trigger warning for like throw up. This is so freaking gross. But once he found me, I was standing outside of Emma's house, and I just like could not stop throwing up. Like, just like for like 30 minutes, just straight up, that's all I was doing. And I still was blacked out. Like, I was still not well, even after all of that.
Wait, so did Emma reach out to Spencer?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then did he drive to come to you?
Yeah, Spencer came and drove to get me, and I don't remember the drive. The only thing I remember is Spencer like rubbing my back while I was throwing up and being like, oh, okay, like I'm safe, you know what I mean? But I don't remember driving. I just remember Spencer being there, and then he was terrified. And I really think like something, you know, like Spencer is an ally, and he is a feminist, and he like really he loves supporting women, but I think something clicked in his brain that day of like, what the actual fuck? Like, he saw how just not a person I was, and he was like, why in the hell would someone want to do this to someone else? And then, trigger warning, then why would they want to take advantage of someone that is like nearly dead? You know what I mean? That is so incredibly fucked up. It is just like, there's just something like, I like, you know what I mean? Like, he was like, I think he was like changed by that. It was just like a big change in him as a man to be like, to see the woman that he loves, like see it, like such a horrible thing happen to her in real time, and
in a seemingly totally safe
a pride event
situation
with
where it's just
musical
like
theater.
unassuming, I guess. And
musical theater people.
that's why it's scary to be a woman, because you just never know when something like that is. You just like always have to be thinking about the possibilities, you know? And we're like always hyper aware of what could happen.
And you know me, like I'm always looking at my drink, like I'm never sharing my drink, like I don't know how it happened, like
The fact that it just happened after that drink too.
right, like what in the fuck is wrong with people's
scary.
brains? Like what is wrong with people? Why would someone want to do that to someone else? It's like sick. Anyway.
Yeah,
Pissed.
that's horrible.
I'm
So-
sorry that happened, Michaela.
It's okay. I mean, I'm sorry it happened to you. I'm sorry to every fucking woman who has to live on this.
sorry.
Every female presenting person. It's just hard out here for us goyles, because it's like we always have to be. Not to mention, like we're like BIPOC women, like have it even harder.
I was
like,
about to say intersectionality is so important in this conversation, which I'm a white girl with blonde hair.
same. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah. And so if I am already feeling I guess experiencing oppression in this kind of way, I cannot imagine how women of color, trans women in the
Right.
LGBTQ community feel. You
Well,
know, it's
I mean, Pete's talking about how like her doctor didn't believe her as a woman, but there's such a high percentage like of doctors don't believe women, and then there's even a higher percentage of doctors who don't believe women who
of
are
color.
BIPOC, trans women. Like it's just like we do have privilege as like I do have privilege as like a white woman,
for sure.
and now that I'm like a married white woman, you know, it's like that's also something, like because I'm attached to a man, like because probably a man sees that I have a ring on my finger, they probably have more respect for me. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like I do see my privilege, and it's just I feel for all female presenting people on this planet. It's just like, you know, it's just a lot. There's just like a lot to unpack.
Yeah,
There's
there
a lot.
is.
We could
talk about this for
so many
long.
different things.
But should we talk about anything like happy to end? I feel like it's like been a very sad episode.
I will say I wasn't expecting it to be such a heavy episode, and if you've stuck around for it, thank you. I think it's important that we talk about things like this sometimes. Like, I love our fun, silly sods, and I want this to be a place where people can come when they want to be cheered up, but also like I also want it to be real and honest, and like I want to talk about the things that we've experienced, because
people can find comfort in it.
People can find comfort.
For
the
sure.
whole thing that we're saying is like so many women experience this, so like it's important to know that you're not alone when things like this happen. Women are amazing. I wouldn't trade being a woman for the world.
Oh no,
Same.
I love being a woman.
I love other women.
I was just saying how like when I watched the Cat's Eye music video, I'm like, I love being a woman. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like they're little Bratz dolls.
Women are amazing, and I love surrounding myself with amazing women. I love being a woman. Like I feel so blessed to have amazing women in my life and all like parts of my life, and women need to stay supporting women.
Women need to support women.
Women
I
need
cannot stress that enough. I think, unfortunately, there are women out there who feel as if they can't trust other women. I will say I blame society and toxic masculinity for that. I think
all
that
comes back down to that.
Yeah, it's not. There's this misconception, I think, that all women are catty. And
girl,
that is not. Yes, some women can be catty. Some men can be catty.
right.
Some non-binary people can be catty. Like, it's dependent on the human being. And I think that a lot of women who like fight over men or stuff like that, I think that's just society ingraining it in our brains that women need to impress men. And I think that
we just need to remember to support and love each other. It's already hard enough. Yeah, your life will honestly improve a lot more if you just love and support
men.
if you
decenter men.
Decenter men.
I saw somewhere
Please,
once, and this was like a very interesting way to understand the stereotypical competitiveness women have with one another, which I feel like is dissolving for sure. But like, I don't know, I feel like that was a thing growing up, like you were saying, like women fighting over a man's attention or whatever, but literally it all still comes back down to the patriarchy, because it is somewhat of a survival instinct to be chosen by a man, because it was our way back in the day of like procreating and being
like valued
in society and being like safe and taken care of and supported, because women weren't always given the same opportunities as men, obviously. So like it is somewhat ingrained in our systems to be like this literal survival instinct, like the woman who got the man was going to be more safe,
right? Damn.
Obviously, like in today's day and age, it's not the same, but I think it's biologically, or I don't know, maybe somewhat biological, and also just like societal,
a lot of societal too,
like a lot
like
of societal
generational trauma
and patriarchy and just like the system.
Yeah.
So we have to fucking fight that.
I mean, we've talked about a lot. I don't know if I've talked about this with you as much, Michaela. Maybe just because ever since I met you, you've had a boyfriend, now husband, lol.
Crazy.
But like, Pete and I at least have talked a lot about how, and luckily I don't feel this as much anymore, but just feeling like I need to be hot and attractive to every single man on the face of the planet, even if it's the men that I think are crusty and gross and I'm not interested in. Like, for a long time, I unpacked that in therapy and was like, why do I care so much about whether or not men find me attractive, even if like it's not men that I'm interested in? And that's just, literally part of what you were saying. It's probably ingrained in our brains from
survival instincts.
Yeah, survival instincts. And also just like, I don't know, we grow up with all these beauty standards. And you didn't even talk about Tiffany.
Oh, girl, I didn't even talk about Tiffany, no.
Yeah. There could be a whole other side of this with like, image and
that's
the
a
way
whole other thing.
Expectation, like we need to do a whole other episode on that. And we kind of touched on it in another episode, but just like beauty standards and all of this shit.
Beauty standards being for the male gaze is such a big thing. Like,
dude, don't even get me
wanting
started.
to look beautiful. Like, I need boobs and butt to look good and waist to look good.
Sexy baby.
Well, one day boobs are big boobs are
big
in,
boobs.
and then another day small boobs are in. It's like the standards also fluctuate.
Yeah, literally
based on society and social media and the male gaze and whatever's considered. But it's like everyone has a different body.
Skinny talk is so real right now too.
Stop.
It's scary.
Like we're going
terrible.
back to the 2000s. Guys, sexy baby trope is like the scariest
What
thing.
is sexy baby?
Sexy baby is basically, the trope of a sexy baby is basically just like the beauty standards of women is a sexy baby. It's like high pitched voice, small, petite, innocent, all of these like blonde hair. Did you know blonde hair, like most people who have blonde, like I was born with like white hair, but as you get older your hair gets darker, so it's like bleach blonde hair is like a child, like most of the times like a child thing, and then just look like a boobs and a butt. It's crazy.
Sexy baby. Yeah. Interesting.
Insane. Anyway, I could go on a whole tangent about that. I get pissed.
Yeah.
But it's like
crazy
that you need to shrink yourself both spiritually, physically, mentally to
and so
be
many women
valued.
are just, I feel like a lot of my adult life is learning how to take up more space, how to not be like silenced literally and like energetically, I guess, like shrunk, you know, just like I don't know, it's friggin' hard.
It is.
I love being an angry woman. I love being angry.
I do love women and being a woman, and women are amazing and beautiful and smart and intuitive, and
all three of us are very lucky to have such strong, amazing women in our lives too.
Yeah,
we do.
Like I think not everybody has that, but like, you know, we do. So I'm very grateful for my mom and my sister and all of my amazing friends and just mentors I've had, like certain professors in college, teachers in high school, just like a lot of awesome creative, strong women.
Badass women.
Baddie.
So
women.
true. But the take home is women are amazing.
Yes.
Women go through a lot.
Yes.
Whether it's biological or due to the patriarchy. But that's why it's important to support women.
Believe women.
Believe women.
Believe women, please. For the love of God.
Give women space to be women.
Please.
Just like
all women.
That means not just straight cis white women.
No.
All
Yes.
women.
But anyway,
All
thank you
women.
for listening. And yeah, thank you for listening. I know it was a heavier episode.
Yes.
Thanks.
but-
And you are not alone.
You're not alone.
You are not
You can
alone.
follow us at Take It Home Pod wherever you can on Instagram, TikTok. You can watch this on YouTube and see our beautiful Florida backdrop if you're not watching already. And yeah, subscribe. And we come out with a new episode every Thursday.
I love Take It Home.
Yay!
Me
Thanks
too.
for joining us, Michaela.
You're welcome. Thanks for
How do we
having
do our
me.
heart in 3 people?
It can be like a 3D
Oh, yeah,
heart.
3D
Okay.
heart.
Wow.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Mwah. Mwah.